What's up guys, Mick here, and welcome back to another exciting video where today we're going to be talking about the storyline of one of the best characters in Fortnite, Midas. So, of course, he's been a very big character this season, and honestly, even before then, bro, I have been a huge fan of Chapter 2 Season 2. I wish I played it more and got the Battle Pass while, it was out. But yeah, I just really love Chapter 2 Season 2 and everything about it. It is my favorite season in Fortnite's history. I love it so much, and that's why we're going to be talking about it. So, yeah. So Midas. Apparently before Chapter 2, apparently, he, got in contact with the Golden God Oro. And this is how he got his powers. His golden powers, he was apparently cursed with it. And he also had two daughters, Jules and Marigold. However, it's never been confirmed or deconfirmed that Marigold was one of his daughters, so she could potentially be a snapshot after he escaped the loop. But yeah, so apparently, according to some of the story quests in Chapter 5, he apparently turned jewels to gold accidentally. He also turned flowers to gold and other stuff to gold, etc. And, however, luckily, Midas, through a great sacrifice of some sort, that's unknown, he was able to turn jewels back, at the cost of her not trusting him. And so yeah, that's how Jules apparently got the golden touch or something. It's never been confirmed that she got the golden touch, but from the look of her summer sticks from her summer skin, I'm guessing she didn't get it. However, Marigold apparently got it somehow. It's never been confirmed how she got it, but she somehow got it. And so yeah. And apparently Midas also somehow got in contact with IO and joined them. So he could have been an IO member before coming to the island, or after coming to the island, I don't know. But somehow during then, he got in contact with IO and joined them. And that's how he started his organization, Shadow. And then his first recruits for Shadow are some kind of a female skin named Syria or something, but apparently her story was her family died or something. I don't exactly know. He also recruited the Burning Wolf, which is a very mysterious character, and Chaos Origins, who will later become known as Chaos Agent. Chaos Agent is probably one of the most important members, as apparently he betrayed Midas in some way. But we're going to get to that later. So, apparently Shadow was doing pretty good, and he apparently Midas even had clones of some agents of some kind of enemy team named Ego. For instance, it's 8-Ball is one of the members of Ego. Apparently Midas has a clone of him, or some kind of snapshot of him who's named Scratch. Vendor's Turk. I think that's his name. He's a fisherman. And Vendor's Riptide, who's his shadow snapshot or clone variant. And so yeah, Midas basically has a bunch of clones of that team. However, apparently Chaos Agent ended up betraying Midas, which meant that Chaos Agent now had control over Shadow somehow. We don't exactly know how that happened. But yeah, Midas, not having any team, decided to team up with Ego to create the organization Ghost, which meant new recruits. Those being Meowscles, Sky, Dean Tina, Brutus, Deadpool, and that one custom skin that I forget the name of. Oh yeah, Peely's also an agent of Ghost, which is pretty cool. But yeah, those are the new agents. And apparently there are like shadow snapshots of them as well that are working for Shadow. Or well, not really. It's kind of complicated, but basically apparently some agents have started betraying Midas and defected over to Shadow. With the only agent remaining on Midas' side being Sky. And while all that was going on, Midas was secretly building like some kind of machine that would let him escape the loop. However, in order to have a distraction, which would allow him to do this. Now I'm basically just pulling this part straight out of my ass. It's not confirmed or deconfirmed that this like actually happened, but I'm gonna say that it's not canon that this happened. I'm just pulling it out of my ass because I just really love this concert. So apparently Midas rifted in as like some kind of test probably from our world, Travis Scott, and the entirety of Astroworld. Or more precisely, he like probably made like a beacon which would bring Astroworld in, and then they would like do a concert. That's what I'm guessing. That's probably why the concert was there, but let's be real, that probably never happened. And now you might be wondering, so of course Midas ain't special, right? Sure, he's got a golden touch, but there ain't no way that he like kept his memory after the loop. Well, you're probably right. So, how exactly did Midas manage to build a corporation and like somehow like built like this corporation and stuff, like built a machine or something? How did he do all of this? How did he like do all of this? Well, my guess is Midas probably left some reminders around, like what happened in the Batman 0 Point comics. Like left reminders around which would allow him to like remember stuff about what happened in previous loops and eventually escape the loop. Like like he even had like this journal, which also included like Oro's like pickaxe for some reason, which I'm guessing is used to like remember stuff. So that's how Midas like remembered the device and ghosts and stuff like that. And then ultimately he used the device in order to escape the loop. However, Io was like, nah, you ain't doing that. And so once Midas like destroyed the actual storm, like deleted it from existence, Monica style, like Io went in and made this entire new storm made out of water. And so, apparently, Midas' plan ended up failing, and he wasn't able to escape the loop. And then, of course, the 22 minutes reset, and the entire island was flooded. And Midas came back. He had no idea what was going on, he was discombobulated because, of course, his plan failed. And then he got eaten by a shark. However, apparently, he was able to escape the loop thanks to the shark. And Midas, of course, got his revenge by sticking it on a spear. Or a trident or something. Like, it was like something. And he, of course, got revenge on a shark. And he, of course, like, went behind the scenes of the island for, like, a little while in order to, like, rebuild his organization or something. And, well, not exactly. Like, apparently, he was trying to, you know, like get by or something, like, on the island. And then, apparently, Kato Forn, of course, came in. Whom, of course, is, like, the time-traveling vampire who like, was collecting, like, a bunch of powerful weapons or stuff from across time and space in Fortnite. And Kato Forn ended up getting Midas' hand. And that apparently, I guess, killed Midas, since he was, of course, like not in the loop. And so Midas, now dead, ended up in the underworld, in Hades' kingdom, where he'd spend, like, the rest of, like, eternity until Chapter 5, Season 2, when, like when Mount Olympus and the underworld came down onto the Fortnite island as revenge for the Loopers opening Pandora's box. That's when Midas finally made his escape. You see, I'm guessing that, like, I like to say that during the entire time that, like, Midas was in the underworld, he was planning his escape. And when the underworld came down onto the island, Midas put his plan to action, where, according to Marigold, Midas, like, turned the guards to gold, and then, like, he turned the chains to gold, he broke out of the chains, he turned the door to gold, and then he broke out of his cell and escaped back onto the Fortnite island. That's when Marigold, who was searching this entire time for Midas, like, finally noticed him. Like, she contacted all of Midas's past agents, those being, of course, Tiantina, Brutus, Sky, and Meowscles. And, yeah, since we're doing, like, an entire storyline video on Midas, I think it would be cool to also do an entire storyline video on Sky as well, since she's, of course, my other first favorite character in Fortnite. She's just really cool, and I like her. So, yeah. But that's, of course, for later. And so, now that, like, Midas is back on the island, he, of course, went over to the Marigold, which is, like, his giant yacht from Chapter 2, where he noticed that there were spy cameras on there. And since Brutus was, like, the only one who was tending to the yacht, he suspected that Brutus might have been the one who placed them. Or, well, I mean, apparently Jules told him that, like, there were cameras on the yacht. And so, you know, details, but anyways, Midas wanted us to go confront Brutus, and thus we did. But then was revealed by Brutus that apparently those cameras were from, like, back during the Society versus Underground War. And so Brutus is trustworthy, and guess what? Jules will probably apologize to him. But of course, now that that's out of the way, Midas need a distraction in order to, like, distract the gods, I guess. And so we, of course, did that. And now Midas and the rest of, like, Ghost are going to, of course, escape the island on the yacht, and no one really knows what's going to happen. But according to Midas, he has good feelings about this, so I'm pumped. Well, I'm hyped. And so my thoughts on them leaving the island, of course, you know, it's a good little ending of like closure to the Ghost versus Shadow storyline, just Midas' storyline in general. But I'm kind of sad about it. I like these characters. I mean, I don't like these characters. I love these characters. I think they're great. And I just wish that we could, like, you know, keep hearing more about them. But, I mean, I guess all good things have to come to an end someday. And, like, for us players of Fortnite who really love the Midas storyline, and we're always let down when, you know, Midas was, of course, like, teased to come back to the island, or speculated to come back to the island in the storyline or something. I mean, it was happy. I'm glad that we got to see him again. I'm glad I got to see him again as well. But, you know, I'm sad that it's ending.
And so now, finally, we got, like, some stuff about, like, fan theories and speculation. This is why, you know, I didn't talk about it, like, in the beginning. So, this is all according to the Fortnite wiki, by the way. So, apparently, long ago, Midas was an ancient king known as the Golden King, or King Midas. However, he was condemned by his own greed. He once received the gift of transforming everything he touched into gold. However, he quickly realized that it was in truth a curse, as he could not eat nor drink, for all that he touched turned gold. Despite everything, he still wandered the world of the living. One day, he transformed his young daughter, probably Jules, into gold, but he managed to resurrect her. Although the cost was great, however, his daughter's trust was broken forever. And after that, Midas set his sights on building an empire of espionage, intrigue, and conquest, for he recruited 3 people with great potential, which I already talked about before, those being the Burning Wolf, Chaos Origins, and Sierra. And together they formed the first Shadows, Midas' original 3 operatives, respectively nicknamed Midas First and are respectively nicknamed Midas' first enforcers, Midas' first redeemed, and Midas' first pardoned. This marked the beginning of Midas' crew. And after that, Midas stayed over on the island, and during which was like on the Chapter 2 Season 1 map. And before the days of Chapter 2 Season 2, during the final days of Season 1, things there slowly began turning to gold. And then we skip over some time to Chapter 2 Season 4, where Midas was at the POI known as the Ruined and during Four Nightmares. However, this was just a snapshot, so he's not too important. And apparently Midas was able to hack the reboot system and get rid of reboot cards during then. And I don't really know what his plan was. It doesn't really say anything here. But apparently he might have tried to take back the island. So anyways, then we move on to Chapter 2 Season 6, where a snapshot of Midas was seen in Batman 0 Point, where he was fighting Batman. And apparently in that book, apparently Marigold, along with several ghosts and shadow henchmen, went to collect something. I remember seeing that in the book, but I'll try to check again. And then in Chapter 2 Season 7, Marigold was on a plan with Midas and Jules, as she has for a getaway driver and tells Jules to stick to the plan, while saying to Midas that it's happening soon, saying that something is going to happen soon involving them. And then during Cosmic Summer, Midas appeared as Midsummer Midas, along with variations of his crew, including Jules and crew. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Including Jules, Brutus, and Sky for an undercover mission. His clothes and accessories showing that he acted as a member of Ghost. He also bonds with Jules at the beach. However, after this, Midas handed the control of his crew to Brutus and went offline for an unknown reason. And Marigold tried to find him since then. And during Operation Skyfire, his chair, a golden Peely statue, and gold bars from the hideout can be seen in the mothership. During Chapter 2 Season 8, Midas' original 3 operatives reappear after being hidden for a long time. Their mission was, however, unknown. Then in Chapter 3 Season 1, many traces of Midas' whereabouts can be found on the island, including golden items, M. napkins from the yacht, Midas' device book from the hideout and Syndicate Shoals restaurant, and the golden pillets from Island to Jones's, the secret hideout inside the walls of Covert Can with the golden llamas. And then there's the golden lock board's description, which suggests that he is watching from the shadows. And then in Chapter 2 Season 3, he also finds Midas and asks him if they're back online, but the answer seems negative. During Chapter 4 Season 1, Midas refuses Wildcard's proposal for a heist, and Scrap Knight Jules warns him that she no longer wants to be involved in his schemes. Then during Chapter 4 Season 3, Paradise Meowscles denies a covert ops mission with Midas, choosing naps instead. However, later, Stingray, an agent of Shadow under the order of Chaos Agent, force Meowscles to come with him for their work. Then Chapter 4 Season 4, we of course, know all about that. That's kind of it. Oh yeah, and also apparently during Chapter 5, Jules is trying to make gauntlets which allow Midas to seal and unseal his golden touch at will.
Now time for our little bonus story, Sky storyline. So no one really knows how she came to the island. My guess is she might have been rifted in during Season 5, and we just never noticed or saw her or something. But I'm guessing that a lot of people have guessed that she a lot of people have been thinking that she might have in her own original world might have even been a Girl Scout or something, and she apparently has good a good relationship with her parents, with their notes, and honestly, it seemed like she lived a happy life. And then she was rifted onto the island. My guess for this is that maybe her parents had some connection to IO, and when Midas joined IO and apparently even started Ghost, maybe she was one of the agents who came down onto the island. That could be a guess, or maybe she joined of her own accord and joined IO and joined Ghost or Ego and came down to the island. Maybe that's how she came down. As apparently it doesn't seem like she's really troubled by it. And so yeah, that's how she came down to the island and even joined Ego, which later became Ghost, or she just joined Ghost when it was started. I don't really know. And no one actually knows. This is all just speculation from, of course, the Fortnite wiki. And apparently, according to one of her item's descriptions, the legendary Blade of Insight pickaxe, apparently Sky might have come from the winged realm of Levolia. And it could have possibly been a present from her parents for Christmas, which I think is really sweet. So, yeah. And so, apparently, after, I guess, Ghost, fell apart, Sky was no longer able to, return to her home world, which I guess is a bit sad, and she could no longer see her parents, which I honestly think might have been a bit sad. And so, however, luckily in Chapter 3, Season 2, Sky was hinted at hiding out inside Command Cavern's vents, and they were likely spying for a way to get Sky home to her family. So this is, of course, all from the Fortnite wiki, and so apparently in Chapter 3, Season 3, only Meowscles could emerge from Command Cavern, and which implies that their mission was a success, which is pretty cool. And in Chapter 5, Season 1, Sky's put aboard was washed ashore on a small unnamed island on the north of Helios, along with a bunch of other items from Chapter 2. And finally, in Chapter 5, Season 2, so Sky, after hearing about, Midas' return, went back to the island, and was there, and she was there as an NPC, which was pretty cool. I liked, seeing her there. I'll of course put up the NPC dialogue right now. And unfortunately, she was later removed, which is a bit sad. But yeah, it's nice to know that she was on the island. I'm sorry, and she was brought as an NPC, which is pretty cool that you can interact with. I just really like Sky and Midas and everything about Ghost and Shadow. I even favorited all of the items in my locker that are related to Ghost and Shadow.
And so now we come down to some little theories about Sky, because why not? And I think they could even be important. Starting off with a theory by a YouTuber by the name of Maximus, who theorized that after Chapter 2, Season 2, after the flood, when the shark, which was where Sky was stationed at, flooded, she was apparently found adrift by the character Ocean and was brought over to the Fortilla, where she was nursed back to health. And that's where the picture teasers of the Fortilla and other Chapter 2, Season 3 landmarks came from. She took pictures of them, which I think is a pretty cool theory, and I like to headcanon that. Another theory is from the user Community Gaming, who stated that in Chapter 2, Season 4, over at Tony Stark's little hut over in upstate New York, you could find some items from Sky, board games and stuff, which could have teased that maybe Sky was on in that POI and taking refuge in there. And when during Chapter 2, Season 5, when everything was rifted back to New York, maybe she came along for the ride. Who knows? Honestly, this is the one that I kind of doubt, but I think that's fun. It's kind of fun to think about.
But yeah, now she's gonna, of course, go off with Midas and the other agents to Adventures Unknown. And that's basically it for now, guys, with their storyline. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, or just like Ghost and Shadow in general, then you should definitely leave a like and subscribe. And turn on notifications. And of course, that's it for me. I'm gonna go to the bathroom right now. But of course, peace out, y'all.